everybody, and welcome to episode number 28. Good lord, 28 episodes. We're almost to 30. Like my age, well, I'm not 30 yet. I'm getting close to 30. But,
anyway. Remember 30? I do. He's not frozen. He's just sitting there.
He's just like, what does this guy say? Anyways, it's episode 28 of the Shadow Cult podcast. We have reached the end of November, meaning we have reached the end of Survivor Series month.
Hello, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving!
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving weekend, everybody. I hope everybody's Thanksgiving day was good. Technically, my Thanksgiving ain't over. I got another dinner happening tomorrow at my grandmother's.
And happy Black Metal Friday, which was yesterday.
Thrash Metal Saturday. Yeah, I noticed. Scott's wearing Mayhem. I'm wearing Sepultura.
I'm wearing the Niskayuna Curling Club.
If only Walt had a metal shirt on, it'd be the metal edition of
Walt's
the
metal
Shadow
enough
Cult
on his own. He doesn't need a t-shirt. He's metal enough.
Am I wearing a metal shirt, though? No, I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt, so...
I was wearing that earlier. I changed mine, so yeah.
But anyways, before we get started, just wanted to say hi to everybody and on YouTube and on Twitch. Ricky and James, as usual. And everybody filing in. So far, so good. So what?
So what?
Yeah, a couple little scenery change since my light bulb went out on my lamp. I'm having to use a salt lamp, which I've had for years. And I got a little mini Christmas tree. I do plan to decorate it a little bit more at some point. If only I had a printer, I'd be putting pictures on there, but...
I got the Bumble going right there. The Bumble right there and the hat on Mars. The hat on Mars.
And yes, guys, I shaved off the goatee. It was getting frustrating, like, especially when brushing my teeth and the toothpaste gets right in the beard. It just got annoying as hell.
That's why I shaved this part off.
Yeah, but it goes right on my chin. Because I'm sloppy.
Enough about Zeb Bellringer. Let's get to the show here. What? Toothpaste.
Why did I walk into that one?
This kid over here, man. God, jeez. One-track mind. Just, what he thinks about.
Well, speaking of Zev Bellringer, ! Zev Bellringer on Twitch, and you get a link. But anyways, enough gawk. It's time for Survivor Series month to come to an end, and boy, we're ending off on probably the highest note possible. Arguably the best Survivor Series show, top to bottom, in the history of the show, Survivor Series 2002. Also, I'm a little bit biased. This is one of my all-time favorite pay-per-views growing up. I actually need to grab it real quick. It's right here. The classic cover with the participants in the main event. I actually hadn't watched this DVD in a while, so I probably should give it another watch at some point, because I watched it on the network, and yeah, there were a couple of glares on there that we'll talk about, but aside from that...
A couple of edits, too, that we'll get to.
Yeah. So, before we get into all of the everything, let's talk the numbers about Survivor Series 2002. So, attendance, 17,930 with 15,500 paid, as they were in Madison Square Garden. Livegate, $1,250,580. Pay-per-view buys, 346,000. Compared to Survivor Series 2001, the year prior, Survivor Series 2002's attendance was higher than 2001. Livegate also higher than 2001. However, pay-per-view buys was down from 2001, which is a little bit surprising. Only by 104,000 buys, separating 2001 2002. Compared to the rest of the pay-per-views in 2002, the attendance for Survivor Series was the second highest. WrestleMania was the highest. Livegate was the second highest. WrestleMania 18 was the highest. Pay-per-view buys, however, was the fourth lowest. with Unforgiven being the lowest at 296,000 buys. So when you add up all the business, pretty much everything but pay-per-view buys for both in the year and compared to the year prior, pretty good. Pay-per-view buys, a little bit disappointing compared to the year prior, but still, WWE was still red hot at this point. It would only be until a few months later, like after WrestleMania 19, when things would gradually start going down and down and down to where we are now. That almost rhymed.
You're a poet and didn't know it.
Nope. Oh God, Zev made that same joke on her live stream about poets and you didn't know it.
It's an old joke.
It's an old joke. I didn't know about it till then, but whatever. So those are the.
I know that from Andrew Dice Clay from Ford Fairlane, 1989. For fuck's sake! So that's
holy hell.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's the numbers. What food do we have en masse for this show?
All right. Well, for Survivor Series from the greatest, and I do mean the greatest arena in the world, Madison Square Garden. Yeah, I'm biased. We have coming at you WWF The World. We have at least one "You effed up" chant. One wiped out cameraman at ringside. Poor bastard. One big delayed Jeff Hardy save. It was edited, but we'll get to more detail later. We got a Dudley reunion. We get Saliva and the band. We have a murderer. Sorry. We have a spy cam. We get a big bad booty daddy debut.
Return.
And we get blood. There's a lot of blood on it.
A lot of blood.
A lot of blood. We have ref bumping, double crossing, crotch chopping, but not by anybody in DX. We got a spinneroonie, and we have botching. For the moves, we have a double front face powerbomb through a table, one Bubba Bomb, one Swanton Bomb off the entrance through a table, one top rope powerbomb through a table, one 3D, one top rope impaler DDT, one shooting star press, one F5, one ankle lock crossface combo, one corkscrew plancha, one sunset flip German combo. We have two angle slams, one assisted top rope Hurricane Rana, 1619, one lasso from El Paso. I think I counted this right, 5 choke slams. We have 3 super kicks, 2 pedigrees, 3 lion salts. Who knew lion salt was a finisher? We get 1 Walls of Jericho, technically 1 Walls of Jericho. I know there's a Boston Crab in the main event too, but technically 1 Walls of Jericho because Jericho does it. Mm-hmm. And 1 elbow from the top of the pod. For the foo, we have table foo, broom foo, trash can foo, ironing board foo, cane foo, fire extinguisher foo, chair foo, belt foo, and chamber foo. That right there is your foo.
Yeah. Before we get started with the card, quick shout out to my buddy James Qualls, Red Racer 1985, Arthur, what's up? And then over on Twitch, Riley, a fellow cohort of the Shadow Cult group. How's it going, Riley?
Oh, wow. Oh, Riley, nice.
Yeah, and reminder, next Thursday we begin Shadow Cult game night with members within the group and others. So that's going to be exciting to get back to playing games with everybody. It's been too damn long. Real quick, answer the big question first. Arthur asked this question, but who was hot in 2002 at Survivor Series? Trish, Victoria, or Nydia?
Victoria.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I used to have the biggest crush on Victoria when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, something we'll talk more about when we get to the match.
My God, she's hot.
And I'll talk more about when we get to that match. But kicking things off with a bang, we kick off with the first of 3 elimination style matches. There are no traditional.
Closest to a
yeah.
This is closest it's going to get to a traditional, which is not very close at all.
No.
Yeah, but the element of survival is still intact, so it still felt like a Survivor Series. Shut up, Ricky. Anyway, so we kick things off with a 6-man elimination tag team tables match. We have the Dudley Boys of Bubba Ray and Spike. Remember, Devon was on SmackDown. Reverend Devon. Ugh.
With Deacon Batista.
Yeah, with Jeff Hardy as our partner versus 3-minute warning and Rico. Oh, remember the days when we had 3-minute warning?
3 minutes and you're out of here.
The future Rosie and the future Umaga.
You got Umaga and Fat Roman Reigns.
Yep, exactly.
Yep, exactly. Rest in peace, Rosie.
Superhero in training.
Rest in peace to both of them. Rest in peace to both of them.
Rest in peace to Umaga as well.
Superhero in training. And how old was Rico here? Like 55?
Yeah, he was older than you thought.
He was old, but for a guy that age, he was in phenomenal shape and quite an athlete too.
Yeah, legit. He was like 35, I think, at the time.
But he was old. He was older. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was older.
Yeah. Hey, Ricky says, or Regal says, Umanga.
Umanga.
I don't know what was wrong with Regal. But anyway, so this match.
That's a gimmick. That's what he always did. He always mispronounced people's names. Just a gimmick.
But anyway, so this match, what a hell of an opening match to get things going with these two teams. Oh, you didn't like it, Scott?
It's a fucking shit show.
It's a bit of a mess, especially.
It is messy, but it's
the rules are exactly explained. Here's the thing: Jeff Hardy does the dive, does the same garden dive he did. They did it before off the platform, off the entrance.
Years earlier, yep.
Yeah, Royal Rumble 2000.
Then JR and the crew are like, he must be eliminated too, but no, he's back in there fighting. But the other thing is, like, after the eliminations, the guys, except for Spike is the only one who did it right. He went back to the dressing room. He was out. Rosie and Umanga are in there.
Jamal. He's Jamal at this point.
Yeah. Rosie and Jamal, I mean, especially Rosie going to that big height. He should have been down and out, but no, he's fucking back in there. You know?
But just this match, it's a fucking shit show. It's a slop fest. And, I mean, this is like WWE 2002 pretty much was like riding the high that they could do no wrong. And back then, I could definitely see where I was like probably into this match. Now, having all the years of the business behind me, the psychology is way off. Just botch after botch, misstep after misstep, and the infamous screw up that was edited off the network. When Rico goes to the top rope to go through the table, to put Bubba through the table, he is standing there forever waiting for Jeff to come in. And on the actual broadcast,
you hear Rico saying, God damn it,
Jeff, damn it!
Where the hell's Jeff, God damn it?
They edited that out of the network, but that actually did happen because Jeff was messed up. He did the dive and he took too long to get in the ring.
Yeah.
And just, like the very beginning, this is the kind of stuff that just like I become Cornette, unfortunately. You've got the two big guys from 3-minute warning on the floor. Bubba presses Spike up, throws him over the top rope. They catch him and they wait for Bubba to get down in position so Jeff can hit the ropes, dive off him over the top onto them. It's like, come on.
Yeah, that was a big
drives me crazy nowadays. Now, the thing that saves this match is what happens at the end.
Yeah,
because of the gigantic pop that happens, and I'll let you take it from there.
So as the eliminations went as followed: Spike Dudley eliminated by Rosie and Jamal at 4 minutes 27 seconds. Rosie eliminated by Jeff Hardy at 7 minutes 46 seconds. Jeff Hardy eliminated by Jamal at 10 minutes 36 seconds. Jamal eliminated by Bubba Ray Dudley at 11 minutes 46 seconds. Comes down to Bubba Ray and Rico, and Rosie and Jamal get back in there involved. And then out of nowhere comes Devon Dudley in the classic Dudley Boys outfit. And they're like, what's he doing here? He's a SmackDown superstar. And they clean house, and Rico eliminated by both of them with the 3D at 14 minutes 22 seconds, and the Dudley Boys, Bubba and Devon, back together again, as they should have been the whole time. They should have never split them up in the first place. Because look at what happened. Devon goes and does a stupid gospel gimmick, and Bubba, he got a little bit of a rise up in the card for a short time.
He became the new Road Dogg, is what happened.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, he basically became Road Dogg.
Yeah. And with this match, like I said, me personally, I love this match. True, not close to being the best match of the card, but it's certainly a really good way to get the crowd hot at the beginning. Yeah, of course, you had the screw-ups that happened.
But I mean, screw-ups can really hurt a match. If the psychology was tighter, If the psychology, that was the big problem. The psychology was tighter. I would have ranked it a little better.
And like I said, when I first saw it, probably in 2002, I was probably into this match because 2002 and ECW was done, so we needed some extreme action. It's New York City, things are going crazy. You've got ECW guys, you got WWE guys in the ring together, blah blah blah. And now with just my burden of knowledge that I have of being in the business 16 years and so forth, it's like, okay, now I see what was wrong with this thing, myself personally. So if you like the match, bro, enjoy it. I ain't gonna hate on you for liking it at all. So
yeah, even I can admit, the screw-ups did hurt the match from being for it. If it weren't for the screw-ups, I would have put this third best match of the show, but because of the screw-ups, it would probably be lower on the list, and we'll talk about that later. But in the end,
Ray would hate us after hearing what Scott and I just said.
Who knows?
You never know.
What are you two guys talking about?
Hey, I've had one-on-one dealings with Bubba, so I don't need that in my life.
Where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you get that shirt?
Thank you. Yes.
Where'd you get that man shirt? But in the end, Dudley Boys and Jeff Hardy beat 3 Minute Warning and Rico at 14 minutes 22 seconds. Bubba Ray Dudley, the sole survivor.
And I do definitely appreciate the intelligence of our audience because they all remembered Rico from American Gladiators. So.
Yeah, I saw that in the chat.
High points, guys. High points for remembering that one.
Because I didn't even remember that.
He was a contestant. He wasn't a gladiator. He was actually a contestant.
But after this match, we get the first of 2 live performances at WWF New York, or The World, by Saliva.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, growing up, I loved Saliva back then, growing up into first getting into hard rock and metal at an early age. Saliva was one of the go-to bands because of my brothers. They loved Saliva. Like, after all, songs like Superstar, Click Click Boom are always jams. Even the song for the theme on this show, Always, probably my personal favorite song by them. And maybe their best song they ever did in terms of lyrics and such, and the songwriting. Just me.
It got a lot of play. It got a lot of airplay, and it got played on this night. But then after that, we get to the rest of the card, which is all championship matches going forward. And we kick things off with the first of 5 championship matches for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Champion Jamie Noble versus challenger Billy Kidman. And Noble had been champion since King of the Ring back in June. And, I can't help but feel like Jamie Noble leading into this show felt like Diesel heading into his match against Davey Boy at In Your House 4, where instead of, well, maybe not so much like that, they were building up Kidman, but at the same time, they were giving Noble a losing streak as champion. Which, Kidman, obviously the more superior of the two going into the match, but at the same time, you shouldn't have your champion be on a losing streak going into a title match, because it not only devalues him, but it devalues the belt to a degree. True.
But we get to this match.
This is also, I like to call this the producer match.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is also this era of Kidman is wedged in between tank top and cut off jeans jorts Kidman and short hair fat Kidman.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is where he was starting to cultivate some upper body mass. Stopped wearing the tank top, wore actual tights and stuff. So.
And it got to a point where he couldn't do the shooting star any better because you got too big up on top.
Started getting too big.
And not to mention, he started to hurt people doing, most famously, Chavo.
Yes.
That was
he was
bad.
Getting big and couldn't make that rotation. When he was a skinny, rail thin kid just joining the flock, he could do that thing all night long and not hurt anybody. Yeah, later on, you see what happens. That's what happens when Tori dumps you. What?
Damn. But anyway, so this match...
Well, he thought that rub off from Hogan that he got was going to help.
I thought you were going to say that rub off from Tori Wilson was going to help.
But anyways, this match, really good match. However, if I'm going to confess, the WWE's version of the Cruiserweight division never did anything for me compared to seeing the WCW Cruiserweights. Because you could obviously tell that by the time they had the WWE Cruiserweight title, they were on such a low level. It's like WWE didn't really give two fucks about it. And to show that how much they didn't give two fucks, the last champion before they brought it back in 2016 was fucking Hornswoggle.
There you go.
So there, I said it.
When you get a hot division going, and then all the fans are like, oh, bring a title, the women's tag title. Let's bring a title in there because they're getting so much exposure. Okay, let's do it. And then it becomes hot for a few months, and then it starts to fizzle out.
And it's because they either have no clue what to do with it, or they just stick to the same shit over and over and over again.
Which is sometimes one and the same. So it just becomes...
I think NXT UK or NXT have not... Well, actually, yeah, NXT's got the North American title, and that feels kind of... I hate to say it, feels kind of pointless.
Yeah, nowadays.
It does. Yeah, the NXT UK, just have a men's title, tag title, women's title.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and not to mention, during this time with the Cruiserweight division, there were very few Cruiserweights that were going. Arthur just brought up 4 of them, Noble, Kidman, Chavo, Tajiri, but you also had Ray in the division for quite a bit.
Shannon Moore was on.
Shannon Moore, eventually Spike Dudley.
But, and by the way, we got to say hi to my daughter, not daughter, Lindsay, coming in. Hi, babe. Love you.
She's on?
Yep, she's in there. She's in the chat.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I remember her.
Mm-hmm. So, this match, really good. Though, like I said, this point with the Cruiserweights just never did anything for me.
It's good. I mean, it takes a while for it to kind of kick in. At the beginning of the match, the crowd is kind of... They took in all the table smashing, so they got.
And then towards the second half, they got into it eventually.
Right. So. Once they started doing the higher stuff, like I said, Impaler DDT off the top rope and some crazy top rope shit, they're just killing moves. Yeah, and they finally get to the shooting star. Nydia's looking good. I know Arthur was asking about that. She's looking good at ringside. Nydia, my cousin, my baby. We're gonna get that double wide. Remember when Jamie Noble had this awesome run as Ring of Honor World Champion? And the last night he was in, he dropped the title. I think he dropped it to Roderick Strong. His last weekend before.
I think he dropped it to Brian. I think he dropped it to Brian.
Well, he had. Well, I think you're right about that. But his last weekend, he wrestled Jimmy Yang one night, and the next night he wrestled Roderick Strong in his last match in Ring of Honor. So maybe he probably lost the title already at that point. But he was going back, I think, to WWE after Ring of Honor. Maybe he was going to Impact. I don't remember where he was going.
I don't think he was ever in Impact.
He wasn't? Okay.
I don't never recall him being in TNA at all.
Yeah.
I think he was in WWE, then to Ring of Honor, then back to WWE. Because I remember they did that angle with... who was it? Was it Layla? I want to say it was Layla and Jamie Noble where they tried to tease a love romance between the two.
Maybe.
That's minor.
Late 2000s.
That's all speculation. That's all.
And
speculation.
don't forget the short-lived Pitbull tag team with him and Kid Cash.
Him and Kid Cash. I remember that.
Oh my God.
You know, Scott. Props to Lindsay for coming in here, for being a friend of yours who's going to check out your podcast, because that's all I freaking hear is, dude, I got to check out your podcast.
Yeah, nobody ever does.
Yeah, nobody does. Yeah, just like in wrestling, dude. I got to check out your shows, man.
Never do.
Get to a show one day. Yeah.
Never buy a ticket. Never ask you for how's it going. Never nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the business.
But in the end, Billy Kidman and they were building, like, going back to the build up. They kept bringing up that Kidman had beaten Noble twice before the show, having momentum, and third time's the charm. Billy Kidman defeats Jamie Noble to become new Cruiserweight champion in 7 minutes, 29 seconds. Pretty good match. Nothing more, nothing less. And then after that, we get double segments. First, Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit, there I said it, sitting in the back, and Kurt being a goofball, like Benoit offers a handshake. I'm not going to shake your hand. Tag partners hug!
Yeah, hug it out, bitch.
And then after that, you get a segment with Victoria brushing her hair. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the prettiest diva of them all? And she just loses her mind. You think Trish is pretty? You're crazy! Bah! Smashes the mirror and rips off a fucking cardboard stand-up Trish, and then just walks away.
The weird thing is, they've done the spy cam thing in locker rooms before. If this was 2 years earlier, it would have been Victoria getting undressed.
Yeah,
and then it was 2000. Even 4 years earlier, that would have been like that. 2002 is just her freaking out in the mirror. That tells you where the writing was at that point. Yeah, thank you.
And the tattoo theme music.
She didn't have that. She
didn't have that. I think that come a month later.
Right.
Yeah, but then this would be the first match to have a promo package on the night, and it was a really good promo package building up. You could definitely tell, even though this is still Diva era. At this point, even though it's still Diva era, these were two of the ones who were willing to go out there and put on good matches and beat the fuck out of each other.
I gotta say, though, the women's division was picking up steam and getting competitive at this point. It was the Diva Surge that killed everything.
2004, yep.
Yeah,
Thanks, Kevin Dunn.
Yeah. The Diva Surge is when it just kind of flatlined the women's division. It basically became loaded up with a bunch of models who thought this would further their TV career. They had no interest in wrestling. Didn't even care. And some of them though did manage the Bella Twins. They managed
unfortunately.
To get something out. I think Maria Kanellis was there too. Christy Hemme, obviously.
Yep.
And
Michelle McCool.
Michelle McCool got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it. Oh yeah.
It just kind of flatlined the business, and there was some, but this is right here. The women's division was starting to pick steam back up, But.
Yeah, and then eventually you would see. I think Jazz was taking a hiatus at this point and would come back a month later. Jacqueline's still there. Molly Holly's still there. Eventually Gail Kim would come in. So yeah, it wasn't until the Diva Search when things went to the shitter.
Yeah, the late 2000s, yeah.
Yeah, but the build-up to all this, I really liked the build-up to this match. Victoria, they were building her up as a jealous psycho of how they both came in around the same time in 2000 in different roles, and that Trish was the one to get everything where she was left out to dry. And... and then like I said, when I say they beat the fuck out of each other, you would see something you didn't see before in WWE, WWF. Women hitting each other with steel chairs in the face. You saw it on Raw, Victoria used a chair on Trish's head, knocking her out, and I was like, what the fuck? That's never been done before on WWF television. And then we get to the match itself, and keep in mind, so the next match, hardcore match for the WWE Women's Championship, Trish Stratus defending against Victoria, and I love this match. Personally, out of all the women's matches in WWE history, this is one of my top 5 favorites. I really love this match because they beat the shit out of each other in a hardcore match, and they just went to town in that match.
Yeah, poor Lisa or Victoria there with her bloody nose. Bloody lip. She was a mess.
Yeah, after she got catapulted into the trash can in the corner.
And it was the recoil that got her. But it's like, this is one of the ones, like, it gets talked about a lot because it was women battling hardcore for the title. But unfortunately, it was done before. It's never as good as I want it to be. Because they put so much into this match, and then there's screw ups. The mirror she brings to the ring breaks,
gets broken by Trish's feet. Yeah,
right. The fire extinguisher doesn't work right away, so she has to fumble around to get it working. And then they get lost on time, and the finish comes out of nowhere. It doesn't have a good build to it. It's getting there, and just kind of falls at the end. I really wish it wasn't like that, but it is.
Yeah, because after all, the finish was a snap suplex. Then again. I couldn't remember what other finish they could have done if Victoria was going to win, because the Widow's Peak wasn't her finisher yet. That wasn't cultivated at the time.
A snap suplex was. When I first saw that, I'm like, "What is this? 1982?" Or
what is this? When Davey Boy eliminated Gangrel at Survivor Series '99 with a fucking superplex?
Something simple like that. But it's just like you got to take it home. You got to take it home. Inside crate, small package. Take it, yo.
Could have done a more surprise finish. Could have done a more surprise finish instead of a snap suplex.
But again, time issue, I think, was the big factor. They were running long or whatever. They had to cut it short. And it's like, you're in the middle of 17,000 people. It's live pay-per-view. You're not going to have the best decision-making tactics going on at that point. It's just like, do something. Better. You know? Mm-hmm. So it's like, you can't blame them. You just blame the time situation that they had.
Yeah. So in the end, Victoria defeated Trish Stratus to become new women's champion in 7 minutes, 1 second. So, yeah. So that's first half of the card done. Now we're into the second half. Next up, the third of 5 championship matches of the night for the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar defending against Big Show, and another great promo package leading into this match. And they were hyping up that after Brock Lesnar's vicious Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker at No Mercy the month prior, they were building with all the blood and guts and all that shit. And then Big Show coming over to SmackDown to be what he should have been the entire time of his career, be a giant and beat people up. And throwing Rey Mysterio into the 7th row of the crowd on Halloween and stuff. And Paul Heyman being the concerned agent, being like, dude, Brock, you can't beat this guy. You know what damage Hell in a Cell... Like, they kept building up the Hell in a Cell match going into it. You know, like, you have a broken rib and you're coughing up blood, and if you pick a fight with this guy, he is going to rip you limb from limb, and there's nothing we could do about it. But this was when Brock was... I want to say was transitioning out of being a heel, becoming babyface, and I think by the time he got to the Go Home SmackDown, he was pretty much babyface, despite Heyman being with him. And James just said, original idea for this match, it was going to be Hogan's return, Hogan versus Brock.
Oh.
That could have been something, because after all, you remember back to August 8th, my birthday on SmackDown, where Brock beat the shit out of Hogan. But
well, it is submission. He just ref stoppage. I guess you could say that what it was.
Yeah, the bear hug there. Yeah,
the bear hug with the bear hug with the bleeding mouth,
and then getting his ass beat with a chair.
And then the bleeding bear hug sounds like a sexual thing. Mm.
Yeah.
So. Just saying.
Oh, that was a little burp. But anyway, so we get this match. Despite it being the shortest match on the card, this was a good match. Big Show and Brock, I always felt like, up until recent years, Brock and Big Show seemed to always have good chemistry, like, because they always like to bring out the best in each other in their matches. Like, hell, even their stretcher match at Judgment Day a year later was pretty good. The classic match on SmackDown where they break the ring was really good.
Yep. Holy shit!
Yeah. So despite this being perhaps maybe a few minutes shorter than it maybe should have been, it was still a good fucking match.
Right on point.
And they were building up the 3 points. Can Brock go the distance against Big Show with an injured rib? Can he suplex Big Show? But most importantly, can he F5 Big Show? And he answered all 3 questions in tremendous succession, especially the F5. Like, I remember watching this as a kid, like, there ain't no way he could pick up Big Show. Proven wrong, and he did it with ease. And he did it with ease, whereas later in their matches, anytime Big Show took the F5, it looked more like a Death Valley driver than an F5. This was like probably the only perfect F5 Brock hit on Big Show that looked good. And just when you thought Brock was going to retain, 1, 2, Heyman pulls the referee out. And then Heyman helps Big Show screw over Brock, and in the end you get the Big Show chokeslam on the steel chair. 1, 2, 3. New WWE champion. Big Show defeats Brock Lesnar in 4 minutes, 18 seconds. And isn't it kind of ironic? The last 2 episodes of Survivor Series we do, Big Show wins the WWE title on both shows.
Crazy to think about it. This is actually one of my favorite, probably my favorite era of Big Show. I think this was his peak heel monster persona. Mm-hmm. I like the look. I like the attitude. I like what he was doing to guys. Mm-hmm. It really cemented him as like a legit top heel
Yeah,
champion stuff.
And this would be the longest time he spent as heel or babyface from here until the angle they did where he chokeslammed Kurt Angle off of the ledge in 2004 before they brought him back later. Oh God! Somebody did it! Somebody did it! I can't believe it happened. Riley, you crazy motherfucker. First subscriber on Twitch, and the Zev alert sound went off.
Good for him. Yeah, subscribe tier 1. Nice.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Riley. I was not expecting that, and I was just like, what? Did my phone go off? Nope.
Nope, it's your Twitch, man.
Oh, that was awesome. Thank you, Riley. First ever subscriber on Twitch. You know what? Hang on. I need to go to Twitch, the actual Twitch page real quick. Because now you got me tempted. You got me tempting, Riley. Brand new moderator to Twitch. Congratulations.
There you go. He got it. Founder, 1 month subscriber. There it is.
Awesome.
That's your alert.
You just watched it back?
Yep. That was his alert.
Oh, fantastic. Where the fuck was I? Oh, yeah, so yeah. So like I said, so from the point Big Show came to SmackDown through to June 2004 was the longest I can remember Big Show staying on one side and not flip-flopping twice or three times a fucking year. That eventually became a meme of how many times is Big Show going to turn this year? So yeah, I agree. This was definitely Big Show's best era as a giant heel from here until June 2004.
Yeah, definitely.
But those are all the good matches. Now let's get into some classics. The penultimate match of Survivor Series 2002, triple threat elimination tag team match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. We have champions Edge and Rey Mysterio defending against Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit and Los Guerreros. And of course, this is the peak of the classic SmackDown 6 feud that I would argue started back in March, April in the year between Kurt Angle and Edge. Then that eventually morphed into Edge and Eddie Guerrero. Then it morphed into Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero teaming at one point. Then it morphed into Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio. And then when Chavo comes along, that's where you get it. From March 2002 through Royal Rumble 2003 with Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit for the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
Arguably the best feud in SmackDown history, the SmackDown 6 feud.
Oh, yeah.
And another promo package, and it was another great one, hyping up the tournament to determine new WWE Tag Team Championships, since Raw had the classic tag team titles, world tag team titles now. SmackDown's like, well, we need tag titles, even though in reality, you didn't need to have two tag titles. You could have just merged the division together and had done like undisputed tag team titles, and it would have been fine. But WWE's WWE for you when it comes to shit like this. So, but in the finals, we had arguably the best traditional tag team match in company history. The month prior had No Mercy between Angle and Benoit and Edge and Mysterio, in which Angle and Benoit became the first ever SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Unfortunately, they decided to have them drop them a couple weeks later on SmackDown in a 2 out of 3 falls, a great 2 out of 3 falls match with Edge and Mysterio with help from Los Guerreros, and that's how the Guerreros get involved. And that's how we get this match.
That was a great tournament. That was the SmackDown 6, I believe, at that time.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's still weird. I look back on the brackets.
John Cena and Farouk were a tag team, I believe.
Brock Lesnar and Tajiri.
Yep.
So, like, what the fuck?
Randy Orton and Brother Devon, I believe. It was Devon and Batista that were a tag team, I think, in that one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Orton teamed up with somebody. I remember, but the one that stands out was John Cena and Farouk.
Wow.
Yeah.
The one that stood out to me was Brock Lesnar Tajiri.
Yeah. What the hell?
Like, what the hell was the WWE champion doing in this tournament with Tajiri of all people?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Before Dr. Thugonomics.
Yeah, this is before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yep,
shortly before Dr. Thugonomics.
Aggression era.
Yeah.
Cena. Yeah.
But this match up there with.
It is one of the best matches, of that era. I didn't think it needed to be elimination. I think it could have just been one fall. I understand it's Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But I just really felt like it's like, you don't need to eliminate tag teams here because these guys just have so much chemistry going on. They're creating atom bombs right in front of us. They're just blowing up and just causing great reactions from the audience and just have tremendous timing and everything. And you can tell there's a couple of slip ups here and there, but they are sucking wind when this match is over. You see Edge on the floor, just like, holy shit, I can't believe I did that. you have situations like that where you wrestle guys that you're not used to, and they're probably in way better shape you are, and you wind up sucking wind like halfway through, and you're like, shit, I still got 10 more minutes. So you gotta find that breath, man, if you can make it to the end. Bubba Ray Dudley made a comment about that one time. When him and Devon were tagging, he always felt like if it was a tag match, he felt like he could go an hour. Didn't matter. As long as he knew he had that guy in the apron that he could tag out to, he felt he could stay in the ring all night long. But going one-on-one against guys like Benoit and Angle, if you can't catch a breath, if you are blown, if you cannot go, they're just going to eat you up and you're going to lose your spot.
Yeah. But what I was going to say, I feel like this match is up there with Angle, Benoit, Edge, and Ray from No Mercy as being one of, if not the greatest tag team match in the history of the company. And I'm talking traditional tag team, not TLC, not ladder matches, cage matches, Hell in a Cell, what have you, a straight up traditional tag
Meltzer,
team match.
It's not the FTR versus the Young Bucks, though. Greatest tag team match ever in the history of wrestling, according to Dave Meltzer.
I mean, I wouldn't go that. I wasn't going that far. I was saying in company history, but
no.
You know what, Meltzer? Suck a cock and fuck off.
Fuck Dave Meltzer, exactly.
Yeah, but
I looked up that tag tournament really quick. John Cena did not team with Farouk. He teamed up with Billy Kidman. Devon teamed up with Farouk. Yeah, and John Cena and they were that. Cena and Kidman were the first victims of Benoit and Angle in that tournament.
Wow.
Somebody tapped out. I wasn't sure who though.
But so the elimination in this match went as followed. Although when I looked it up, there was no timing of the elimination. So Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle get eliminated when Benoit is pinned by Edge. And they building up Angle, Benoit having conflict. Because after all, the only reason when they got paired together, it was shortly after their match at Unforgiven. And they get paired together, and Stephanie just wanted them to get along so bad, but they just could never coexist. So you could tell when it came to this match, the de facto baby faces, Edge and Ray, the Guerreros the heels, Angle heel, Benoit babyface. And I like that dynamic for the match where you have one team that's down the middle, one team pure babyface, one team pure heel. And it made for good storytelling to that extent. And then after Angle and Benoit get eliminated, it's down to Edge and Ray and the Guerreros. And in the end, Los Guerreros defeat Edge, Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, and Chris Benoit at 19 minutes, 25 seconds. Los Guerreros, new tag team champions. And fun fact Ricky just brought up, and all 6 of these men would eventually, or was already, world champions if you count Chavo winning the ECW title. Very true. Very true.
Good call, Ricky.
But now,
the top level when it comes to this company at the time too, not just this pay-per-view, but I mean the company overall, because you've seen so many future stars really come out of this match.
Yeah. And then before we get to the main event, couple more segments we gotta deal with. First, we get to see randomly Chris Nowinski come out, the Harvard graduate Chris Nowinski coming out insulting the New York crowd. Then out comes Matt Hardy, version 1. I love the V1 gimmick. It was fun. The map facts, those were fun.
He only drinks low-fat chocolate milk.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
Yeah, and then he comes out to insult the crowd. Then all of a sudden, holler if you hear me. The return of
why?
Scott Steiner just randomly.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't get this. What is wrong with this segment? Let me tell you. You have the guy from Massachusetts and the guy from North Carolina run down New York. Who comes out? The guy from Michigan. What?
Yeah. This is fine.
What the fuck? What the hell did they think back then?
Yeah. And then after this, you saw a news report of Randy Orton, who's suffering from a shoulder injury, about get well soon Randy cards, because by this time they were starting to slowly turn Randy Orton heel, and then confirm the heel turn when he would eventually join Evolution. Early 2003. So there's that for you. But now, time for the main event. A first ever Elimination Chamber match for the World Heavyweight Championship. The big gold belt. Triple H defending against Booker T, Kane, Rob Van Dam, Chris Jericho, and Shawn Michaels. And I love the build up to this. So it goes back to the Triple H Shawn Michaels match at SummerSlam, which we talked about in the SummerSlam 2002 episode. Classic match, and we thought perhaps Shawn was done after that, and they tried to write him off like as if he was gone forever after Triple H hit him in the back with the sledgehammer. Shawn, I guess he felt, and it's been proven now that Shawn, after that match, felt so good he could go one more long run in his career, and stuck around and God brought it back into the fold and put into this match, and I love how they build up the chamber itself. Bischoff basically saying, I loved that Hell in a Cell match with Brock and Undertaker that Stephanie put on for SmackDown, but I want to outdo it with my own creation, the Elimination Chamber. And if you ask me, in WWE, the Elimination Chamber was the last great gimmick match that they've created. Maybe other than Money in the Bank, but that's still part of a ladder match. But as far as like an original match gimmick, this was the last great one that WWE has ever done. And I am a big fan of the Elimination Chamber. Now, here comes the big question. Which design do we prefer? The classic or the new version that's more square? I mean, I do like the new version because they can do a lot more crazier stuff with the padding now instead of just landing on griddles the whole time.
Yeah. That's the other thing, too. You look at this match, it's the first one.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of first-time matches anymore.
In wrestling anymore, yeah.
In wrestling, yeah. So you
Shawn
got
Michaels with his not so flattering
Dutch boy haircut and his shit brown tights. What the fuck?
And cowboy boots.
And cowboy boots, yeah. But what do you got in this match? You got Triple H and Shawn Michaels. You got two guys who've been around there for a while, know what the hell they're doing, totally generals. Kane's a general at this point. Jericho's a general. Booker T's still relatively new to the game in WWE, only been there a year, but he's on his way up. And then you got Van Dam, who is the risk taker, high flyer type dude. And they give Van Dam a lot in this match. I forgot how much he actually gets and how much of a beating Triple H takes. Man, he was putting Van Dam over until Van Dam fucked up.
Yeah.
But
with everything, so the four guys that went,
he ducked, what it was the frog splash. He fucked up
neck in the throat.
I was gonna get to that because so the four guys to go into the pods were Booker, Kane, Jericho, and Shawn. So you start the match off with Triple H and Rob Van Dam, and they had a nice 5-minute match within a match before Jericho comes in. And yeah, RVD, during the first the first 13 minutes did a lot of good things. A lot of spots like the classic Spider-Man catch onto the chains, and then the big splash, and of course the infamous frog splash where Triple H was a little too close for RVD to do it, and RVD trying to stand on top of the pod and not having a whole lot of room. That's another good thing with the new chamber. You got more room to do stuff off the top of the pod now. And RVD didn't quite stick the frog splash very well and ended up crushing Triple H's throat, and the fact that Triple H finished this match with a crushed throat, that proves Triple H's toughness.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's another guy I will never talk down on in terms of his ability and his
exactly.
Triple H. Absolutely.
Yeah, that people could say what they want about, he got all these world titles because he married into the family. Oh, fucking well. I feel he more than less earned a lot of those title reigns, so...
Yeah, he did. And good call on Ricky. Sean being the only person to be in the first Hell in the Cell match and the first Elimination Chamber match. Yes, Kane technically is in both matches, but in different ways.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a unique club to be a part of right there.
This was 1998, and they told you this match was going to happen in 2002.
Yeah, these 6 guys in this match, like, what the fuck? Yeah. So then after,
like if 2002 me stepped out of the phone booth and told 1998, hey, we're gonna have this brand new match with this giant cage and this pod, and these 6 guys are gonna be in it.
And you're like, bullshit. Jericho's not leaving WCW.
Jericho's the TV champion in WCW right now. Get out of here, Booker T.
RVD's gonna be world champion in ECW, man. Carl Hayden's gonna buy WWF.
Yeah.
So then after that,
come on.
So then after that, Booker T then gets into the match, and after he got in, we get the first elimination. Rob Van Dam eliminated first by Booker T at 13 minutes 40 seconds. So then after that, it was just Triple H, Jericho, and Booker for a bit before Kane gets involved, and I love what they did with Kane. He just was on a wrecking machine, especially on Jericho. Now, I gotta point this out. Bischoff and the commentators hyped up that the glass in the pods were bulletproof. Yet Jericho gets flung into one and it just cracks open like nothing. Right. And I'll be honest, if they wanted to make it look more dramatic, I don't know if it would have worked because they were attached to the doors unless they had some kind of substance that could have helped. What if they had done clear sugar glass to make it look more dramatic instead of just...
You can't really... I know where you're going with that, but you can't really move sugar glass.
That was my point. That was my point. I don't know if they would have been able to pull that off. That's why.
Yeah, it would have to have been a solid piece that somehow was attached that they would be able to react to. But otherwise, you get this. And I think it's also a subtle way of trying to put over Kane's strength, that these pods are bulletproof, but he is so strong, he rammed a human being through this glass.
And it does make sense that it was Kane to do it, because remember, first Hell in a Cell, he ripped the door off of the hinges of the damn cell.
Exactly.
So it made sense for Kane to be the one to do something like that. Booker T would then be eliminated by Chris Jericho at 17 minutes 43 seconds.
And then I counted two son of a bitch comments.
There was Jericho was going on and on, calling everybody "you son of a bitch."
Come on, Triple H, you son of a bitch! Stop playing video games.
So then afterwards, then it was just Jericho, Triple H, and Kane for a bit before Shawn Michaels would enter the match, and things got really going once Shawn got in there, and then eventually we get the cool spot where Shawn hits the super kick on Kane, Triple H pedigrees Kane, Jericho with the lion salt on Kane, 1, 2, 3, Kane eliminated by Chris Jericho at 22 minutes 53 seconds. Then it's 3 men left, Jericho, Shawn, and Triple H. Triple H in it from the beginning, still in. And you notice, Triple H and Jericho working together a lot. Then again, they had to because they were the only heels in this match. Right. Yet, when you look at it from a kayfabe sense, it's like, why? They have so much history, especially the Hell in a Cell match at Judgment Day. And the Hell in a Cell match at Judgment Day, too.
And WrestleMania.
And WrestleMania for the title, yeah. But eventually, didn't work out very long after Triple H pulled Jericho off of Shawn for a pin. Then Triple H and Jericho go at it for a bit, and they got a nice little interaction. And then one of the best spots of the match, Jericho with the Walls of Jericho, Shawn out of nowhere, sweet chin music, Jericho eliminated. Then we get what we all kind of saw coming. Even as a kid, I saw this coming. Triple H, Shawn being the last two, but it was the perfect final two for this match. And they have a nice 8.5 minute match within a match where they just beat the shit out of each other. And then 2 catapults. First, Shawn goes into the pod, and then Triple H goes into the chains, and they just go at it for quite a bit until we get to the finish. After Shawn kicks out of a pedigree, Triple H tries to do another one, counters, sweet chin music, 1, 2, 3. Shawn Michaels defeats Triple H, Chris Jericho, Kane, Booker T, and Rob Van Dam to win the first ever Elimination Chamber match and become World Heavyweight Champion. Despite Shawn didn't want the belt, nor did he really need the belt, but at the end of the day, it was a great feel-good moment for the comeback story of Shawn Michaels, and it was perfect. And another thing I gotta mention...
the wrong trunks, that was the only problem.
Yeah, he just wore the wrong trunks at this night.
Man, what the hell?
And, fun note, a while back when this show first started, we talked about Survivor Series 96, the last Survivor Series at Madison Square Garden, where the crowd, for the most part, hated Shawn in his match against Sid. Fast forward 6 years later, the crowd all loves Shawn again, which was really cool to see. And that's coming full circle.
That's kind of like the John Cena thing. It's like, how can I love you if you won't go away? John was just there all the time, and people got sick of seeing him.
Now that you rarely see him,
they got sick and tired of seeing him. So once he went away for a while, then they missed him. They bring him back. Oh, we love you now, but we're
just not like Roman Reigns. They all love
Roman Reigns and John Cena, and you name it. Yeah. That's what everybody. So, and what a transition too, because a year earlier, Triple H is a heel, teaming with Austin, snaps the quad, goes away, rehabs, comes back to the Rumble, huge babyface, wins the Rumble, goes to WrestleMania, huge babyface, wins the Undisputed Championship, both belts. Then they make the one belt, and then he turns heel, and now they hate him again.
Yeah.
And then a year later, he'll have Evolution, and it's just like amazing how that goes.
Yeah. So, top to bottom for the Elimination Chamber match, first ever Chamber match, and I'll say it, still the best Chamber match of all time.
It was good. It was really good. I don't know if it was the best, but there's a lot of them I like.
There are a lot of Chamber matches I do like, but for me...
I like the one that followed that, because we finally got to see the fucking monster Goldberg was supposed to be. Oh, come on. They booked him like a beast in that one.
The match, if we ever talk about SummerSlam 2003, I'll go more into details to why I hate that Chamber match.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, and also for me, Chamber matches are just kind of like one and done for me. It's kind of like because
kind of like Hell in a Cell to an extent.
Well, not really for me. What I'm talking about is the anticipation of a Hell in a Cell. The heat falls on who's the next guy to come in the ring. It's like the Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. It's all about the anticipation of who's the next person going to be. Then you see it, then it's over. Then you get anticipation for the next person. Once you've seen it, that you don't really get that feeling back again. So then you have to rely on the match quality, and all this match is really remembered for is two things: Shawn winning and what happens to Triple H. That's it. So that's all that's ever mentioned. It's, the first ever Hell in a Cell match was between these guys. Yeah, but all you ever hear about is Shawn winning and Triple H. So it's like, for me, Elimination Chambers are a passing thing. There's in my list of top 10 favorite matches, none of them are Elimination Chambers.
I remember the one where Mark Henry's broke, and I don't remember which one that was.
Oh, that was the 2015, the Intercontinental Chamber match.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't even a pay-per-view. It was just a network special.
Everybody remembers that the most is Mark Henry's breaking, and so
right.
Yeah,
you remember first women's Elimination Chamber match. That stands out. That's another first technically.
The women's tag as well.
And I'll say this, like you brought up with like the appeal of the Chamber. Really, once they started doing like the first 2 years, then when they did New Year's Revolution and they did the Chamber, then that's when the Chamber's prestige went down, when it started to be expected on New Year's Revolution. Then it was a No Way Out thing, and then it became its own pay-per-view. Gee, sounds a whole lot like Hell in a Cell, doesn't it?
Yep, unfortunately.
Sadly, yeah. So, for me, and that's the other reason why I feel this Chamber is the best Chamber match of all time, because of the fact it was the first, there was good build to it, and it didn't have to be its own pay-per-view. Just have it at the right place at the right time, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
So overall, top to bottom, Survivor Series 2002, I will still, a hill I will die on, still in my opinion, the best Survivor Series show, top to bottom, because there was no bad match on this show. Every match on this card was good to outstanding on this show. Kind of like SummerSlam the same year, where every match was good to outstanding. Then again, 2002 as a whole, apart from King of the Ring and to a lesser extent WrestleMania, there was really no bad pay-per-view in 2002 that I could think of. Apart from WrestleMania 18. Not that it was a bad show, it's highly overrated. And King of the Ring, yeah, that was a bit questionable. I feel bad for my brothers that they went to that show.
Well, again, I'll think that this Survivor Series is overrated too, because in my opinion, it's not anything fantastic. The opening match is the shits. I already made that point. Cruiserweight match is okay. The women's match falls flat at the end. Good Brock match, good tag match. Elimination Chamber's good, but we know what happens, and it kind of overshadows what the match is. So, and as you said in the statistics earlier, it's not one of the. It did not get like the high. It lost pay-per-view buys, whatever you want to say about the status of the company at the time. That is a factor.
Because this is post Monday Night War, and now it's WWE, not WWF.
Yeah, it's the inter-brand, Raw versus SmackDown time. So it's like, I think, in my opinion, it's a good pay-per-view. It's not great. I think Survivor Series from a couple years ago was better than this one, in my opinion. So.
Well, now on to best match and worst match. Now, this for both is going to be hard for me because, like I said, for me, every match on this card was good to outstanding. So even for both categories, it's going to be difficult. For me, for best match, it's between the final two matches, the tag title match and the chamber match. But if I had to choose one, I'm going to go with the chamber match because of the historical importance of the match and the fact that it was the Shawn Michaels comeback story come to life, and it was a great match. Now, worst match, again, this is going to be kind of like SummerSlam 2002, where even a worst match on this show is still good, and you may want to go back and check it out. For me, worst match, I'm going to give it to the Cruiserweight title match. Not that it was bad, it was a really good match, but as I pointed out earlier, WWE's Cruiserweight division just did nothing for me.
I agree on the tough decision between what the better match is, the tag title match or the chamber. And yeah, I think that the chamber ekes a little bit higher because of the story behind it and the celebration of Shawn Michaels and all that stuff. So that story helps elevate it, above that tag match, even though the tag match action is better, in my opinion. The Elimination Chamber story, which many times is more important than what you see happen in the ring physically, it ekes over the top. Worst match, the 6-man tag at the beginning. That's the total shits. Drizzling of shits, diarrhea on your mother's face. Fuck that match. Okay.
All right, and Walt?
Best match, I mean, gosh, I liked it. I mean, I can see, I want to say the chamber match, but I can see the fallacies in it. But let's be honest, the one match I think the one crowd was on their feet for was Brock and the Big Show. Place was on their feet for that one. It was 4 minutes, but it was 4 very violent, intense minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed the chamber match. I really enjoyed the tag match. I'm with the worst match of the night. I'm probably with Scott on the 6-man. It's sloppy. It's sloppy. Yeah.
It's a shit fest.
So with all that said, time for questions. And for those who are on YouTube that also have a Twitch account, hop over on Twitch. We'll be doing a couple of marbles games. That's going to be a little bit of fun action over on the Twitch, but of course we'll answer questions, so ask them away. I'm actually going to go back through the YouTube chat and find some questions that were asked earlier.
Russell Reeves, hello Russell, and he does ask, what did y'all think of Survivor Series this year?
Didn't watch it.
Yeah, I liked it. I did watch the whole show. Yeah, it was good. I wouldn't say it was fantastic, but it was good. He also mentioned he thought Ted DiBiase should have come up with the Undertaker.
Yeah, he probably should. Yeah, he should have. I don't know why.
That totally would have made sense.
It would have made perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it was fine. I thought the Undertaker send off was very well done. Mm-hmm. It was appropriate. It was. Yeah, people want to comment, and I did too. It's like they brought all these people out at the beginning,
and they didn't let them stay. They
all had to leave for Taker to do his thing. And that is what it is. Taker is always something special, and you got to do something a little different with Taker. Taker was like one of the guys that he could get away with shit that nobody else could.
Yeah.
So,
and don't worry, people. We'll get another proper send off eventually when Taker goes into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So there you go. Yeah. James asked earlier in regards to the Brock Big Show match, did we think it was too soon for Brock to lose? I'm going to say, personally, I don't know. Like, yeah, his reign only lasted 3 months, which is pretty short. But at the same time, you had to capitalize on Big Show's momentum that he had building since he got transferred to SmackDown.
And it was to build. I think it was the right time because the Heyman turn. You always want to try to create a bigger mountain for the hero to climb.
Mm-hmm.
So Brock was the mountain, and then eventually he's becoming the person to climb the mountain. So you got to get a bigger mountain for him to climb. Who's the biggest mountain you can have? The biggest guy in the company, Big Show. So if you want to have this guy who's been a red hot heel become your top babyface, you got to give him insurmountable odds to go up against. So let's give him the big monster. And once he beats Big Show, or in theory, kayfabe wise back then, once he beats Big Show to get the title back, it would make him an even bigger star. That would be the mentality they're going for back then.
And then on top of that, it definitely did also help to make Brock's journey to WrestleMania feel more special when he won the Rumble and then had to go through all the hoops to get to the match with Kurt. And yeah. So I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I could see why people would say it would have been too soon because, yeah, Brock only had the belt for 3 months in his first reign. But at the same time, you had to capitalize on Big Show. It's kind of the same deal with Keith Lee when he got the NXT title earlier this year. Yeah, he didn't get to have the belt long, but you had to capitalize on Karrion Kross's momentum.
Right.
So
and Keith was getting moved over anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What other questions did we have earlier? So, oh yeah, James said, what about Bruce Pritchard as Brother Love? Yeah, that would have been cool to see at Survivor Series.
Yeah, it would be funny to see.
Yeah, Ricky said, I see Undertaker's Hall of Fame induction a solo induction like when Andre. They'll never do a solo induction ever again. They only did it for Andre because he passed away shortly beforehand. And, yeah.
And I'm going to guess Taker's going to ask Vince to induct him, just like Stone Cold did.
Yeah, which would be appropriate. If not Vince, then it'd have to be Kane.
Yeah.
Or McFoley.
Well, Kane, McFoley, it could be Bruce.
Could be Bruce. Really, you could even do Austin. Austin could as well. Any of those, Vince, Kane, Foley, Bruce, Austin, any of those 5, I'd be totally fine with.
Also, Taker could ask his wife. You could ask Michelle McCool to do it.
Very well could.
If he wants to get laid that night, he probably would. So.
I was going to say Triple H. But,
or Triple H, or even Shawn.
Or Ted DiBiase.
Yep.
Now we're just coming out with random names all of a sudden.
Well, no, DiBiase was the introduced him, so
that's true.
Yep. Why he should have been, and that's why they probably mentioned he should have been at his farewell. It would have been appropriate, but what do I know?
What about Raven? Raven would have been a great just
imagine him. Oh God.
I don't know why they asked me to introduce the Undertaker. I never wrestled the guy. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
He did.
He did one time where he got a last ride through the announce table.
Right.
Yeah.
Godfather. Yeah.
Anyways, the gimmick was lame and the Undertaker was shit, but I'm just kidding. It was one of the best gimmicks ever.
Oh god.
Yeah, Godfather could do it. Godfather and him are buds. Savio Vega abducting Undertaker. How would that go?
The Godwins.
The Godwins.
Rikishi.
Wow. Yep.
If Yokozuna was still around, him. After all, he and Taker were best friends.
Like Taker tells the stories like when him and Yoko wrestle each other, and Yoko be getting like really pumped up because they'd be like in San Francisco or some California town with a lot of Samoan people in the audience going nuts, and Yoko's starting to really feel it, and Marcus just running around the ring. I want to say it's Yoko going, Marcus, slow down, Marcus. So just like, because he knows if he grabs him, he's done. So he's just going to run around the ring and blow him up.
And speaking of, and also, if Paul Bear was still alive, yes, he would have been the one. But with Undertaker and Yokozuna, and I'll never forget the story Taker tells on the story episode of Last Ride, where all the BSK guys were in a hotel room in Kuwait, bored because they couldn't drink. Right. So they're playing cards, and Taker's just flicking lick matches at everybody, and then one into Yoke's hair, and his hair is on fire, and they pound him to death, punching him to get the fire out, and Yoko was just like, "That was awesome." So yeah, it seemed like Yoko was one of those guys who could take a rib and just laugh it off.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yoko would eat,
unlike Natalia.
Oh, yeah.
Natalia can't take any ribs whatsoever.
What happened with Natalia taking a rib? What happened?
Oh, on that show Swerved, they did the thing with Renee Young and Hornswoggle where they were making nachos, and when they'd open the dome, and Hornswoggle would pop up and scare everybody, and Natalia was like, "I'm never calling you again. Don't ever talk to me." And it's like, get over it. Everybody else, even fucking Cameron, who I fucking hate, Ariane Andrew, I hate her with a passion, yet she could take a fucking rib.
Russell mentions Undertaker wine now available. WWEWines.com is the website you have to go to get it, by the way. And it costs you $50 a bottle.
Better be some damn good wine.
You have to buy 2 sets. You have to buy a set of 2 for $100.
For $1,000, you can have the Undertaker record a message for you.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. So but yeah, Undertaker Wine, it's WWEWines.com. They now have their own wine subsidiary.
When are they going to sell Broken Skull IPA beers?
But I was just going to mention they have the second round of the Broken Skull Sessions with Taker and
this past Sunday, which was awesome.
They finish a fifth of Jack and they go through about 5 beers apiece, and then they have wine after the show's over. So, they were stumbling out of there like fools.
Speaking of with the 30 Days of the Dead Man, I wonder what they're doing for the final thing tomorrow. Like, wonder what documentary or episode of another show they're going to do tomorrow for the final.
Have they teased anything? I haven't seen.
Not that I haven't seen any teases. Then again, up until the day before Survivor Series, I didn't know they were doing another Broken Skull Sessions.
Yeah,
so it could be a randomly brought up one.
And Lindsay is correct. Road stories are the best. We love telling them.
Yeah.
NXT War Games coming up. Pat McAfee back. Hope the motherfucker learned how to sell.
You watch. Pat McAfee is gonna bust his ass in that match.
He better
take all the heat. He's gonna get the shit beat out of him. He's gonna bust open there. He's gonna be the guy getting his ass whooped.
He's got to learn to sell this time.
Yes. There's War Games. You better fucking sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So real quick, while you guys keep talking, I will be right back.
Okay.
Doesn't War Games have a roof now, Scott?
Not that I remember.
I thought they put the roof back.
Not that I've seen. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen. But yeah, last couple times they haven't had that. Now, you have to remind me. The Undisputed Era now pretty much has turned babyface as a faction.
Yes.
Has there ever been another faction that turned babyface? Like I want to not really the Horsemen, like the 1990 version, because they were all when they had Sting in there. You brought Arn back. They had Ole in there and Flair. They were babyface, but they didn't really turn babyface. They turned heel on Sting.
Right.
But I can't think of another faction that all turned together.
Yeah. DX.
Okay.
With the nation. I think they all turned at once. I think. Oh, the oddities. They all turned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
When Sable came in and said, "These are real people."
There you go.
No, all the oddities. Remember, they were Don Callis's freaks.
Right. Yeah.
The oddities. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. But no, I didn't. No, Kai and Tai didn't all turn.
No,
they were all heels. Taka turned.
Yeah, you did, and James confirmed DX went from heel to face in '98.
That's right.
Yep. Let's see.
Taka turned heel and rejoined DX or Kai and Tai.
She's
my sister.
My sister. Choppy.
My sister.
So
if there was any others, there had to be at least one or two other
there had to be
factions.
else. I mean,
Dungeon and Doom were never baby faces.
No.
Would have been awesome if they were though. I would love the Dungeon and Doom baby face faction.
Yeah.
It's
just something that popped in my head because I couldn't remember about DX and definitely the oddities turning babyface all at once. But so this ends Survivor Series month. That was the last one for everybody. December, all Starrcade, and we are starting.
Which was a November pay-per-view.
Which was it was a Thanksgiving night tradition first before it became your favorite thing around the holidays, thanks to Vince and all that garbage. Horseman in '96 when they feuded with the NWO.
You're right. Yes, because they were full-fledged heels, and the NWO. They were full-fledged heels, and Mongo just joined, and the NWO showed up.
And then boom, they're all baby faces. Yep. So that James put that in the commentary for that one. Good on you, James, as always. So as I was saying, Starrcade month is December, and we start next week with the first one, Flair for the Gold, 1983. So that's going to be fun to take a look at. Then the second week, we have 1993. James, remind me if you're going to be joining us for that one or not. And Lindsay has her 11-year-old watching right now. Hi. Corruption, LOL. Yes, it's not corrupting. This is healthy entertainment, healthy family entertainment going on here.
I got to remember watching my mouth then. Jeez.
Yeah, you got to watch your freaking mouth. So that's an okay word. So we have 83 going on, 93. I'm going to be a part of 93. Cool. Then we have 95, and then we have 1998. And then it's going to be a new freaking year. Can you imagine that? Jeez. Year is almost over.
Come on, 2021. Come on, everyone's.
Come on, 2021. Come on, 2021. Daddy needs a vaccine.
I see 2021 being 2020.b.
Yes. 2020 version 2.
Version 2.
Yes, version. 2020 has been the longest 3 years of my life. Yes. Oh my God. Somebody posted a picture today, or there was a thing on Twitter I saw. Post a picture from like this year in pro wrestling, and it was the picture of Shayna Baszler biting Becky's neck. Remember that deal on Raw? It was, and remember that was this year. It doesn't even feel like it was this year, but it was. Yeah, when she bit her neck and drew fake blood.
Yep. Quick, we got to do something to make Shayna look dangerous. They made her a monster in the elimination chamber.
Mm-hmm. It did, which the crowd shit on. They didn't like it.
Are people? Hold on. Did the Tyson Jones fight did it already happen?
Is it already over? Is it done? One moment, please.
Not yet. No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
I'm just waiting for everybody to go online and talk about how they got ripped off.
Of course.
I mean, look at the rules, dude.
I saw the rules. You posted them.
Yeah. It's an exhibition, but they're like, oh, it's going to be up there. They're going to throw the rule book out the window. No, they're not. This is not wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
The commission will fucking jump in there and stop the fight right there if they start fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there I go with
now, speaking of fighting, and I want to bring this up to you because I mentioned this on Necrocasticon.
Fighting!
You've been catching up on The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Did you happen to notice that the Mandalorian theme song has some notes
like
in
it?
Yes!
It sounds like Rocky.
Yes, it does sound like Rocky.
Jennifer was the first one to point at. She's like, is that Rocky music?
Yep. Because Rocky is and then Mandalorian is da 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 da. Like it's the same notes, different pattern. It's fucking it's excuse my fucking language again. It's Ice Ice Baby, you know. Yeah, you know, Ricky, you know what Levi's doing.
Oh, Zev! Oh, Zev! Zev Bellringer!
Mark. Reeves just said, thoughts on Selena Vega? And Braun Strowman is suspended. I heard about Strowman. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, they made some angle where he put his hands on Adam Pearce.
Adam Pearce.
They make the former Ring of Honor world champion make him fucking like Sergeant Slaughter when he was commissioner.
Yeah, exactly. Good on Adam Pearce. He's a hell of a talker, but wow. And Zelina, that's BS. That's total BS. That's a business. It's a business decision that I think is stupid, and it doesn't need to happen nowadays. But I guess they wanted to use her as an example. And then the rumor was Aleister Black asked him to move to NXT, and he was denied. Don't know if that's. I don't think there's any validity.
I don't think we're going to see Aleister Black anyways. That saddens me more because he'll go to AEW and get drowned out. That's what happens with these guys when they go to AEW. They get drowned out.
Yeah,
I am back.
We saw. Yep. We were ribbing you on you while you were out, so that's what we do.
Of course.
It's Ricky's fault. He started it.
Yeah, I just noticed he said, Levi, stop cleaning yourself with Zev. Believe it or not, I actually had to go take a boom boom.
Yes, we have kept Levi on here a long time before, and he has had to struggle to pinch that thing in there to make sure it doesn't fly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whew. Fuck off.
While you were gone, I did reiterate what our plan is and our schedule is for next month.
Yep.
With Starcade, James confirming he will be stopping in for the 1993 show. That's what they call it these days. Yes.
So I'm going to ask Steve Mesa right now if he's available.
Yep.
It's the 19th. Right?
Yep. Yeah, the third week.
12-19. Okay.
So, and did you guys do your? What did you guys use to do your trivia contest? Was it Discord or was it Skype or?
Zoom.
Zoom. Oh, okay.
Zoom.
What you want in on the action?
Oh no, I was just curious on what you guys did.
We use Zoom.
Nice.
Bring home all
the action. I was right there with you.
Oh yeah, and Ricky, yeah, I'm glad the package I got for you came in the mail today. Yeah, you better not open it. I still haven't even opened the one Hannah got me.
Package.
Oh boy. And I know the package sent to Raphael should be there here in a couple of days. The one for Artur is going to be the wild card. It's in Portugal now, but it's not been at his house yet. But, yeah. So, yeah, Starcade month, yeah, so reiterate, it's 89, or no, 83? 83, 93, 95, 98.
Then we go to Royal Rumble for January.
And currently that's looking like it'll be 92, 95, 98, 01, and 04.
Right.
Now for February, we got St. Valentine's Day Massacre 99 confirmed. I feel like we'd have to do Super Brawl 94 for one of them, because I want to be able to do a Super Brawl and a No Way Out. The fourth episode, there is a poll on Twitter you can go to. I think there's only like 5 or 6 days left you can vote. If you go to my Twitter, at ThrashManiac99, and you scroll through the mess, you'll be able to find a poll for what extra episode you would want to see us do. And your options are a Mick Foley retrospective from 1996 to 2000, aka his WWF run, a debate about whether or not WWE should cut pay-per-views / specials, rebooking NWO 2002, or top 10 wrestling baby faces. Those are your options. Last time I checked,
You get to decide.
You get to decide. You get to decide. You get to decide. You. And I think the last time I checked, the one that was winning was the Mick Foley one. So,
Ricky says he wants to come on for Royal Rumble 2004. By the way,
yeah.
Steve already got back to me. As of now, he is available for December 19th.
Okay, we got to get
Starrcade 95.
Starrcade 95, yes. So we got to get him.
Steve can make sure he's decked up in his New Japan
paraphernalia, yeah, with the Liger doll behind him there and his other stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yep, Liger doll.
You, not you. Nice, James.
So real quick, before we go, we're going to do the marbles game. So everybody that's on YouTube, go to the Twitch chat right now if you have a Twitch account. Take part in it. So what we're going to do, this is going to be kind of experimental, what I'm about to do. So I need to actually minimize everything and get Marbles on Stream going. So for those who don't know what this is, so Marbles on Stream is a free game on Steam you can use while you're live on Twitch or YouTube, what have you. I don't know if it works on YouTube. I think it's just a Twitch thing, where you can get the chat involved in marble races. And my good buddy, Exciter, guitarist, and Banger TV personality, Daniel DK, every live stream he does a marbles game. Every 10 subscribers he gets, he'll do a marbles game for a chance to win a free autograph. Every 50 subs, he'll do a marble race for an opportunity for a fan to get free merch, whether it be guitar picks or a shirt. I actually won a merch giveaway last night by Daniel DK, and I won a shirt, and the shirt I went with, he calls it the Big 5 shirt that says Thrash, Black, Death, Doom, and Nawabum, his 5 favorite styles of metal. So yeah. Nothing more, nothing less, and I look forward to getting that shirt. So basically, it was like DK's Christmas present to me. I don't know why... Oh, there we go. I was about to say, why is this Discord frozen on OBS? Yeah, alright, I fixed it, though. Alright, so everybody that's on YouTube, go over to Twitch, and we will get some Marblinis going. So we're going to do a Grand Prix of 5 maps, because I like doing the 5 map shtick. So I'm just going to randomly pick 5 maps, and I'm going to try and get everything to look good. So let me put the Discord call in the marbles, so that way you could still see us.
Metal.
There it is. You may have to refresh your screen if you go to Twitch and you've been watching already. You may have to.
Yeah, sometimes you may have to.
Twitch is like that sometimes. So.
Yep. Ah, well, this is going to be random, but anyway. So everybody that's over on Twitch, type in this command, !play, and you are entered into the race. Ricky, the first actual contestant. Oh, Scott, you're going to take part in it.
Yep, why not?
So, Riley's in, so we've got a pretty good amount so far. So, yeah, reminder to the guys on the YouTube chat, go over to Twitch, type in !play, and you get an opportunity to participate in a Grand Prix on marbles. What are you guys going to be competing for? Well, despite Riley and Ricky and myself being mods, typically what I did before would be the winner would get to be a mod on my Twitch channel. However, I'm feeling like I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I'm going to make it to the winner will get a free sub on YouTube. Or not on YouTube, Twitch. We'll get a free gifted tier 1 sub on Twitch.
It's incidentally, if you come on over from YouTube, it's not the Shadow Cult Twitch channel. It's ThrashManiac99.
Yeah, it's my solo Twitch channel.
It's his Twitch account.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I will be starting my own Twitch channel relatively soon. But I will not be playing games, but I'll still be playing. Just not games.
Yeah, you're going to be playing bass and guitar.
Exactly.
Which, like I told you before, the musicians on Twitch have been blowing up on Twitch, like Herman Lee, Daniel DK, and it all started with Matt Hafey from Trivium.
Well, people know who they are, and I suck, so this is going to be bad for me.
Well, like I said, I'll plug you on DK. I'll tell DK about you, and maybe he'll give you a raid one time during the stream. Yeah, the best time I would say for you to get live on Twitch while he's going would be Wednesday night, because he goes on at 4 p.m. and usually ends at like 8 or 9. So that would be the best time. Because typically, like on the Friday and tonight streams, he's on at 8 p.m. and he's usually on until midnight or 1 in the morning. And then Monday, he's on at 1 in the afternoon until about 5.
What time zone is he in
Eastern?
Canada?
He's in Ontario, so.
Oh, okay. Yep, yeah, that's the same thing.
All right, I guess everybody that's joined is in, so here we go. First of 5 marble races. And I really like this game with marbles. It's pretty fun.
Oh, night, Lindsay. I don't know if I missed you. Good night. Love you.
All right, here we go. So this is basically the Plinko map, essentially. Yeah. And currently, Riley leads. I still can't get over. Alex, you just missed it. You can get into the next race. Yep. Yeah, Space Metal. Alex, you just missed it, but don't worry, you can get in the next race.
Riley's way out ahead.
Oh, way out neck and neck between Riley and myself.
Yep.
Now I'm leading. Yeah, where is Scott? Oh, he and Ricky are still on. No, they're not too far behind. Not too far behind.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm last. I'm not moving at all now. I'm like going back and forth.
Yeah, it's you and Ricky just going at it. Meanwhile, it's Riley and I. Now I'm leading. Oh, wait, who's that? What is that ball behind me? Or is that a random?
Might be a random.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, there's no name on that ball. You're out ahead now, Levi.
Yep. Yeah, I think that is a random ball that's just riding along behind me. Because, yeah, there's no name on it. Oh, and I get stuck. Alright, and we're going downhill. Finish line, I win the first marble race. Riley second. Battle for third between Ricky and Scott. Oh, Ricky got stuck.
Oh, damn.
But he got third. And now here comes Scott. Yep. All right, so to anybody who missed on the first race, you can join it here in just a moment. Final results. Now we move on to Eye of the Storm, the name of the next one. All right, and so again, everybody type in !play to participate.
How do I play this? I'm not getting anything on here.
Get on Twitch. Go to Levi's channel.
Oh, I gotta get on Twitch.
Okay. Yeah, it's a Twitch thing.
Because Walt has a Twitch channel too, by the way. He just doesn't use it a lot.
Which I just don't use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we might possibly have 6 people going at, which would be a record.
Woohoo!
For most people in a marble race on my channel, at least. All right, so Riley, Ricky, Scott, and I are in. Space Metal, if you're still watching, !play.
Yep, he's in. But no, maybe not.
There he is. So yeah.
5 people.
So yeah, we got 5. If Walt can get in, we'll start the next one.
What's your channel again?
ThrashManiac99 on Twitch. Same as YouTube.
That's right.
What else would I call myself? So yeah, Walt, whenever you get into the chats, exclamation mark play. And you automatically in the battle of wits. And I like this map, it's raining.
Oh yeah, it is, yeah.
Thunder.
Thunder.
Oh, thunder. No. That was a backup channel idea. But yeah, by the way, for Riley, since you are a tier 1 sub, you can actually use an emote now, an emoji. I believe the one that's unlocked for tier 1 is the Sodom mascot from the Persecution Mania album cover. Yep, there you go. First time an emote of mine used on stream.
Oh, how about this?
And yeah, you can use other people's emotes too.
That's what I got.
Yeah. So currently the only emotes I got in there is the Sodom mascot, the Coroner logo, and Zev. Although Zev, I had to make that a tier 3. Because I think the more subscribers you get on Twitch, the more emojis you can unlock, more spots you can use. I don't know if I unlocked an extra spot now with my first sub being from Riley. You still trying to find my channel, Walter?
Here's my favorite.
There, just my computer is taking forever.
Here's my favorite emoji.
What's the emote I've used the most? Oh yeah, this is the one from Daniel DK streams. It says "Ek" because every time at the end of every stream he plays "Hall of the Mountain King" by Savatage, and there's that part where John Levi's like at the end, and he put an emote called "Ek" in the style of the Exciter logo. Right there.
Nice. That's cool.
Hey, there's Walt. Alright, time for race number 2. Remember, the winner of the overall Grand Prix will get a free gifted sub on my bill. And here we go. This is gonna be a twister and a half. Everybody going down the hill.
Go down the drain, down
into the funnel. Eventually, first one to go in looks like it's Space Metal, who's already a mod. After he won a race on Marbles 2 nights ago, when I was streaming NASCAR Thunder 04, doing a full 100% length race that I completely failed at. It's gonna go every which way but loose as things go on. Oh, Space Metal leads. Now Scott leads.
Okay.
For the time being. Oh, another funnel.
That won't last long.
Jeez, I'm still way far back. Alright, Scott leading. Walt second. As now they're going through a blizzard storm almost. Oh, Space Metal and Walter fell off the map.
I think I did too.
Yep, you fell, so it's down to Ricky, Riley, and I. Ricky leading for the time being. Oh, I fell off too, so it's between Ricky and Riley.
Ricky and Riley.
as they continue to go out. Oh, Riley's kind of stuck in the back. And Ricky wins race number 2.
Ricky wins, ladies and gentlemen.
Ricky with win number 2. Meanwhile, Riley is still stuck. Oh, now he's starting to go down. Here he comes. Here comes the Ryboner. Down the final slopes. Into, oh, now he's stuck on the...
Oh, damn.
During the one where I did it the other day, there was at one point, I think I was stuck there for about, like, 30 seconds. And Riley finished. So, Ricky wins race number 2 after I won the first race. Hey, thanks, Scott, for the 20 biddies. I don't know why the alert didn't come up for bits, which is supposed to be bits.
You just made the list!
That's what it was supposed to show up for bits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to have a Braun Strowman gif and Jericho going, "You just made the list," but it didn't pop up for some reason. Alright, so race number 3, everybody, exclamation mark play again. As we are in the 3rd race. 6 people watching on Twitch right now, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we got more viewers on Twitch right now than on YouTube.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, because everybody hopping in for good old-fashioned Marbolinos.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, just as a reminder, I'm not going to do this every week. It'll be once a month. I'll do marbles on the Shadow Call podcast for the Tier 1 sub gift.
So as a celebration for the last last theme show of the month, we can do this.
Yeah, final week of every month, yep. So yeah, big tradition we got going. So, Walt, if you want back in, it's exclamation mark play. Same for Space Metal.
Mm-hmm.
So we can have the our SmackDown 6.
Yeah, right.
Our SmackDown 6 must unite!
Mm-hmm. Want to double our numbers and get the Twitch 12 going.
Yeah, if only. I think the most viewers I've ever had on Twitch was 3 years ago. I had 15. And that was for a random WWE Supercard stream back when I used to do those. Alright, Space Mel's in. Yeah, we should be good for Wednesday for the Horseman podcast. Reminder for those who watch the Horseman podcast, next episode we're doing top 10 demos and EPs. And then we got one more episode left of the year, and that's the Album of the Year episode.
Yeah, Necrocasticon, this Tuesday we record what we call our holiday recommendation episode, which is what basically our best ofs for the year. Favorite shows, favorite books, favorite albums, favorite movies, all that. So
yeah. Walt, are you joining in this race?
That thing, my computer's too old.
Oh. you can do it on your if you got Twitch on your phone, you can do it on your phone.
You can download the Twitch
right.
app.
Yeah, actually, I got Twitch on my phone. I got 10% on my phone right now too. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I guess
you guys, as soon as I put Twitch on, you guys froze right up.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
That's weird. All right, I guess we can do this.
That's the goal
race.
for one of the goals for 2021 is a new computer.
Yeah, that was luckily a goal I had this year, and finally fulfilled it. I actually do need to clean it at some point. I need to get a can of air and blow out the dust. All right, race number 3 in the series.
I'm gonna bail on this. I've got fresh baked goods waiting for me right now, so you guys race on. I'll
finish Mandalorian too. So.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, after these marble races, and I pick the free gifted sub, we will be off the air.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
I
So
will see you guys next week.
See you next week.
See you Tuesday, right? Or Tuesday. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Later, guys.
All right. See you, Walt. All right. So currently it's anybody's race, but now Riley leads. Oh, but he gets stuck. Now Space Metal leads. And he got through those pretty smoothly. Wow. If only I had that kind of luck when I'm on marbles on DK streams. So currently Riley second, Ricky in
Space
third.
is flying and lands beautifully right in the middle. I just came up on fourth.
Yep, and now Alex going down a hole onto a lane. Gets the big boost. Yeah, I realize what I said.
Yes, you did.
I think Space Mel's looking good for this, although he got stuck there for a moment, but now he's back down. Oh, if he ain't careful, he might fall off the map. Never mind.
Never mind, yeah.
Alright, down the tube. As he hits the next set of obstacles.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm catching up, though, but luckily, even if I won the Grand Prix overall, I would give the gifted sub to second place.
Yeah.
Or if Riley won, I would give it to the next guy because he's already a sub. Alright, so Space Mel's still looking good. Although Riley, where in the world did Riley come from? And I fell off the map and Riley wins race number 3.
Oh, there you go.
Alright, Alex, he's about to come down. Here comes Scott in third, and then Ricky.
Yep.
Oh no, he's stuck. He's stuck back here again. And he gets stuck again. And obstacles hate Ricky so damn much.
Yeah, they do. Oh, man. Now he's cleared that one.
Ah. And then he hits another set. That just do not want to leave him be.
I got a jet here, so it's getting a little late for me, so I apologize,
right.
but I have to run. So,
alrighty.
I will catch you all next week for another edition of Shadow Cult Podcast. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Scott Reacts.
And
have a good night, all.
Have a good night, and don't forget to follow him on Twitch, Mr. Scott Says.
Well, I'll be changing that soon, so don't worry about that. So.
Alright. So, I guess it's going to be the final 4 going at it. Alright, moving on to Dave's Death Valley for the penultimate race of the show. Alright, so reminder, ! play in the Twitch chat. So, once the remainders, here we go. So, since Scott had to go, yeah, final 4. So, somebody's going to be getting a free gifted Tier 1 sub. $5 a month for this month. Because, yeah, I think how the sub tiers work, Tier 1's $5, Tier 2 is $9, Tier 3 is $25, but you get more exclusive stuff and cool things if you get the Tier 3. I know that eventually, if I can get more subscribers, we can unlock more emojis that people can use on stream to make it a lot more fun. Riley fell off immediately. Now, Space Metal leads. Whoa, who just shot ahead? That's me all of a sudden up in front. Ricky fell off, so it's down to me and Space Metal. Where in the world am I going now? I fell off, so it's guaranteed to be Space Metal winning. Even if he falls off, he wins. So Space Metal gets another marbles victory. By default, because everybody just died. But it's not about who wins a race, it's all about who wins the overall Grand Prix after the final race when it tallies the standings. Looking pretty good. We looking good. Through the next set of obstacles that block him in all of a sudden. Alright, down to the hill you go. Hitting them boosts without a problem. Jeez, when is it gonna be done? Oh, he hit a thing, but he stays on the map. That was not a pleasant borp. Alright, is he going to hit another speed boost? Nope. Oh, he's going to go down a lane. And then just keep rolling downhill. And there's the finish. Space Metal winning yet another race. Time for the final race at Rusty Remnant. This is going to be an important one, so... yeah. Everybody, exclamation mark, play. And whoever has the most points will get the gifted sub. If it's me or Riley up in the front, it'll go to the next player. So, more likely either Alex or Ricky. Alright, so Riley, if you're still here, exclamation mark, play. And we can get the final marbles race going. And a reminder, I might be live again on Twitch here soon, possibly for Among Us. If not, I don't know when I'm going to stream again. Maybe tomorrow night. I'm not sure. But there could be another stream coming up on Twitch here after this. So we're not quite through just yet. Possibly. Riley, if you're still here, exclamation mark play, it's the final race. Riley! Exclamation mark play! We need one more guy. There you go, thank you. Alright, final race. Final opportunity for either Space Metal or Horror Master, aka Ricky and Alex, to get the free gifted sub. So I feel like Ricky probably are going to have to win this one to be locked in for that. Because Space Metal, I think he's won 2 in a row now. Overall, 5 wins in marbles for Ricky, which is pretty impressive. 4 for Space Metal. Who's winning? It's me, and I only have 4 wins. 2 of them were from Daniel DK's streams. So currently I'm leading. Then it's still really anybody's match. Now Space Metal has the lead, but Ricky not too far behind. It's still anybody's race. Even me and dead last still might have a chance. So, Alex just went through the loop-de-loop and pull, and your shoes are looking cool. Meanwhile, Ricky and Riley are kind of neck and neck, although it's looking like it's going to be between the top 3, although I'm still not too far back, but doesn't look like I got much of a shot. Oh, now we're in like a tumbler for lottery tickets or something. And Space Metal got out of there fairly well. Then Ricky, then Riley. And I'm stuck in the damn tumbler. Oh. Oh, Alex got stuck. Alex got stuck. Oh, Ricky, can he roll? Yes, he can. Ricky now gets out of that obstacle. Ah, but he got stuck for a second there. Still got a chance for Riley or Alex to catch up, and they are catching up. Riley closing in. It's between Riley and Ricky right now. It's going to be close. I don't know how far. I think there's still a long ways to go on this map, so this is going to be a long one. Oh, and they both get stuck for a moment down there. Alex not too far back. Meanwhile, I'm still a long ways away. Ricky getting out. Oh, Riley got stuck. Ricky goes through the boost. Alright, back up to Ricky. Keep an eye on him. Down the little funnel here. Just as long as he doesn't fall off the map, he's looking pretty good. Oh, down. He almost wishes he could have landed a little further and not had to worry about that loop there. More obstacles. Oh, he got launched up. Hopefully it doesn't knock him out. Oh, it knocked him out of the map! It knocked him out of the map! Ricky got screwed right there. And now Space Metal gets the lead back. But is he gonna get launched? Nope. I think those were just the thing there. And Space Metal wins yet again. Here comes Riley for second. Where am I? I'm still back at that loop. And now I'm stuck back here. Man! Jeez, my phone was just going off. Alright, so that was the final race. So Space Metal ended up getting yet another win. But let's see who wins the overall Grand Prix and gets the gifted sub before we go off the air on YouTube and Twitch for a moment. So Ricky was third. Second was Space Mel, but the winner was Riley. But Riley's already a sub, so it's going to go to Space Metal for getting second. So Space Metal, you will be getting the Tier 1 gifted sub. I actually need to go on to Twitch to do this real quick. So let me go back to the podcast screen. You're getting the intro again. There we go. I don't know why the... Oh yeah, it's because Discord's stopped. Well, where's my webcam? Yeah, I was watching cooking videos. Alright, give me just a moment. I'm trying to get the webcam back up. There we go. Alright, the camera's back. So now time to do the gifted sub for none other than Space Metal. There we go. I was trying to get it to where it would pop up. Alright, so 1 month Tier 1 sub goes to Space Metal. Let's hear the notification sound again.
Please. Oh, please fuck me, baby. Oh. I know you like honey. Come on.
Oh, brilliant. But real quick before we go, so the tier differences, I think it has to do with the amount of emojis you have access to, but I don't have enough emojis to have all that yet. So I think tier 1 is just fine, but that's 2 subs on my early sub goal of getting 10 subs on Twitch. So we're off to a pretty good start. A volunteer sub from Riley and a gift for none other than Space Metal. You're lucky I'm home alone because I had the volume up for that. Yeah, just imagine if there were people watching. Oh, God. That would have been brutal. But anyways, that's going to do it for this episode of the Shadow Cult Podcast. We will be back next week for beginning of Starcade month. We start with Starcade 1983. The very first Starcade. So that's going to be exciting. But anyways, I might be back on stream here after a bit, maybe in a half hour, maybe in an hour for Among Us, so don't go away. I might be back. If not, I might be on tomorrow. We'll see. But until next time, horns high, and I'll see you later, jackass.